guide to understand the particularity of Santorini. It's a very deep soil. It's volcanic pumice. It's extremely rich in minerals, not all minerals. For instance, this soil has no potassium. And because it has no potassium, the pH is so low and the acidity is so high. It doesn't have a water horizon, so the roots will go very deep, seeking for water, but they will never find it. But the deeper they go, more they can take advantage of the minerality. And then there is no clay. No clay means no phylloxera. So this environment, it's not only phylloxera free, it's also phylloxera safe. You can introduce the phylloxera and the phylloxera will die. So because of that, our vineyard has never ever been replanted. So before tasting the wine, just give me 3 minutes. This is the way that we are conducting viticulture on the island. Think on an extremely gusty, windy environment. If we had a normal trailing system, if you may, please don't try the wine yet, if you can resist the temptation. So very windy, but also very sunny. This system, called the basket, protects both from wind and shades. Now, every year there's a new rim of wood added. If you count the rims, you have the age. This vine, it's 60 years old. The following vine is 120 years old. So all the minerals have to spin around this spiral before reaching the berries. Here the yield is around 8 hectoliters per hectare. So it's not sustainable. What we do, we go in and we cut the vines at the level of the soil, and the same root that remains in the soil regenerates a new plant. So actually, what you see is 100 years old, but what you don't see, the roots, are more than 4 centuries. I don't know if you like the wines. At the end of the day, nevertheless, these are the wines that are coming from the oldest vineyard of the planet that has never been interrupted. So,
how many old you said?
It's at least 4 centuries, because they do it for each vine at least 5 times at an average of 8 years. So 80 times 5 leads to at least 4 centuries. We can speculate that it's more than that. You see, the thing at the end of the day, all the wine lovers, when it comes to appreciate high quality wines, minerality is the first attribute. How do you get minerality? You get minerality through 2 ways. A lot of minerals in the soil, but then also a very mature root system that can express these minerals. Here you have the reason why these wines are the world's champion of minerality. Yes, it's a very rich soil in minerals, but also you have a hugely mature root system that takes advantage of. Okay. And then you have a third factor. I'm sorry. Small island, very windy. You get the sea spray of the Aegean Sea on the berries. And you will sense, not in this wine, but in the Thalassitis unoaked, you will sense a salinity at the end of your probably you remember that, Ciro. They have a salty finish. This saltiness boosts minerality, but also food friendliness. So they are wines of the extreme. They're not aromatic. There's no fruit, basically. But this is also an extreme. So a lot of alcohol, a lot of acidity, a lot of minerality, and a huge structure. They are wines that they behave like reds. So we can taste. This is Thalassitis, means the one that comes from the sea. But this is the oak fermented version. Fortunately, you were out of stock on the unoaked, which is a good thing. You have an image of a Sirtico, very few berries.